I know that a 1 hour plus time investment is a lot to ask for these days. That's why I start this new format called Smaller Dots. I want to offer some valuable lessons or stories from the current week's guest in just 5 to 10 minutes. This week it's serial entrepreneur Pedro Ferreira with answers to questions about startup pitches. So let's start with the first question. How should startup founder roles be shared?
Some skills and some knowledge need really to be shared because one cannot be an expert in everything. But when it comes to soft skills and to the purpose of the company and the mindset, that needs to be aligned from day one. So if people don't share the same values, if people don't have the same attitude, sooner or later they will have problems. So yes, people need to be complementary in some areas, but if in the basics they are not aligned, they will have problems sooner. So it's good that you really spend some time with your co-founders, with your team, and even when you hire the first employees, you need to be really transparent about this, because if not, problems will arise for sure. And I think this is something that is key in pretty much all the startups and companies, obviously, because a startup, it's about a product, it's about a service. True, yes, but what it's going to make it successful is the team behind it. So one of the things at Founders Institute that we always try to see, it's not about the idea, it's about the founder itself, because ideas, everyone has ideas, but the way you execute, the way your attitudes are, it's what's going to define the way you will be successful. So we believe a lot that it's about the founders and about the founding team, and not so much about the business.
What would you say are very important, like general factors that you want to see in a good pitch?
Well, I would say passion. So if the person that is pitching to me doesn't tell me a compelling story, if I see that the founder is faking what is pitching, normally my brain turns off. So I stop believing him. But if the person that is in front of me is able to tell me a story and I feel that he's passionate about it, I feel that, okay, this is the right founder for this project. So I believe in him. And if I believe in him, other people will believe in the idea as well.
What common mistakes do you see in pitches?
Well, in pitching, I see, one of the first things we had were people that were not willing to pitch. And that's a big mistake. People that are not willing to pitch because they are afraid of sharing the ideas, because they feel that someone will steal the ideas. This is a big, big mistake. We always tell people, if you are not ready to share your idea, how are you willing to get feedback or that people will invest in you if you cannot pitch? So, or if you are not willing to share it. So we always tell people, pitch every time. So pitch to your family, pitch to your neighbors, just to get some feedback, to train it. But then in the day-to-day business, it's all about pitching. So if you are trying to convince an investor, you need to pitch, obviously, but also a partner, you need to pitch to him for him to integrate the technology with you. To the clients, you are pitching because you want to convince them to use your product or platform. So you need to be able to adapt your pitch, adapt the way that you are communicating in order to convince people to do what you want them to do, in a way.
Thank you very much for listening. I'd like to encourage you to follow the Connecting Dots podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or every other podcast player that you use. It would also help a lot if you would give me a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts. That would definitely help me to grow the podcast faster and to share the stories and learnings of the people I interview. So thank you very much, and until next time.